on the forward line.
And they're going to have a very big break also on North Adelaide, who are just out of the 5. And of course for Central District, it's vital that they win. A win for Central District would keep them in touch with the top 5, and both clubs have got some big games coming up. We all know that Central last year won the last 7 games of the minor round to get them into the elimination final. The two clubs have played 47 times in total. South Adelaide has the advantage at the moment, 26 to 21, so not a lot in it. We already know that they've played 5 times at Football Park, and South also has the advantage there. Well, I can tell both Ian Day and Peter Market that it is cold down here. It's also very, very windy, and it's going to be a big toss to win, boys.
Thank you, Bruce. Yes, good afternoon once more. Bruce, the breeze is obviously coming from the north. What do you reckon it's worth?
Well, Ian, I'd think at least 5 goals. It's going to be very, very difficult to score into it. Perhaps you're going to have to run the ball down there, but I'd think 5 goals, Ian.
From up here, Bruce, it looks like you're running on the spot down there. Is that right?
Trying to keep warm.
It's nice up here. We're warm. Peter Marker.
O'Neill and Hawkins will line up against each other for the start of the game. Butler is number 11 for South. Hawkins got his hand to that ball. The Dogs clear it through Van Dommel. Centre wing in front of the boundary area. Brendan Honor on the ground being tackled. The umpire comes in for a ball up. As we said before the game started, the wind pretty strong here. The flags are certainly indicating a strong breeze to the southern end. South are kicking with it. O'Neill got that one away again. Hart missed it completely. College for South Adelaide takes the ball over the line.
Peter, I reckon Rene Van Dommel's playing a loose man in defence.
Yes, I think you've picked it in. I think you're right. We said that it might be on, and it looks like it already is on. Bennett goes down. There's going to be a lot of these ball-ups, or on that occasion the umpire's found a free kick and it'll go to Norsworthy. Norsworthy's got movement down the ground. He's gone wide to Robertson. Jed's not well put to that play. He picks it up very well. Went the wrong way. The Corns tackle was spot on. Robertson's got it back to Norsworthy. He skirts the boundary. He doesn't think he was out. You had a pretty good look at that, Ian. What do you think?
Peter, I couldn't see it, but certainly his body was out, but he was endeavouring to keep the ball in play. Obviously, Norsworthy, as you said, thought he was out, the ball was in. Still, the umpire always wins out. Hawkins and Peter Bytheen, he'll do the ruck work inside the half-forward line. Bennett comes away for South Adelaide. Centres the ball towards the half-forward line. Stibickler coming across. Has a chance to get the nice sit round Thomas. Thomas has the pace to stay with him. Down goes Stibickler, the umpire not interested. And Trigg fires the ball out centre wing-wise. Gives a chance now to Vivian. Coming across Butler. Won't get there. Vivian puts the Dogs into attack. Up towards the half-forward line. Wilbur Wilson's there. White certainly is on him. Wilbur just keeps it in play, and Corns must have been very close to kicking it out on the full. He only moved the ball about a metre, but it looked though it could have been close to out.
Not a very good kick from Vivian down to Wilson there. Didn't give him much of a chance. Hawkins got it down. He's looking for Bennett. Butler will come in first, though. The handball goes out to Bennett. Oh, he misses it. Hawkins. Butler again to the centre of the ground. Getting underneath the ball for an easy mark. Hewitt, Glenn Hewitt. He wants to move it on pretty quickly. Gets plenty of distance. Getting under it, Miller. The punch comes from behind. The Dogs momentarily out of trouble. In comes Philip Wald, misses the ball. So does College. Hewitt again, the handball misses Bennett. There's a free kick here, though. Bennett went down, and he's getting a free kick for pushing the back. Michael Bennett. A long kick to fall for. That could go over the top. It has. They won't touch it. Well, the wind is pretty strong here at Football Park. South draw first blood with the first goal here today. Well, 2 3/4 minutes into the first quarter.
Hallett's new coach house Trevelyan bricks have an appeal as timeless as time itself. Available in grey, red and beige, the warmth, character and texture of the bricks capture a feel and look that will never date. And those colours are baked in to last forever. Colour coordinated with Hallett beveled edge pavers, new coach house Trevelyan from Hallett's Press Brick range. On show now at Hallett's Display Centres, South Road Torrensville and Main North Road Matindi.
Ball in the centre. South of goal. Centrals haven't scored. Pass Keane. Here's a chance for Hawkins. Try to bottle it up. Breaking his way through Hearn. The Dog's going to attack out towards Wilbur Wilson. He's going to get there first. Not a lot of support. Vivian's back there. Gets around easily. Heads towards goal. The pass is out. Norsworthy, but getting back. Bennett, who started the game brilliantly, intercepts or runs himself into trouble. He'll need help here. And finally shoots for the boundary line. He was trying to get a running player in Bickler. Between the two of them, there was no talking. And he ran himself into trouble. Ball out of play. Half forward left flank. At least the Dog's going into attack means that you can tack into the breeze. It's not that strong that you can't get the ball in the air. Norsworthy tries to break out. Bennett again. The handball this time goes out of play. Half forward left flank. Throw in. Bytheen, as I mentioned, will come in and do all the work from perhaps the half forward line up, and O'Neill will stand back. Hawkins, Hearn, quickly in Butler. Would. Hawkins drives the ball towards centre wing, and there's Bickler takes a fine mark.
Good mark, low to the ground. Hawkins doing well for South Adelaide in ruck. Bickler, a high ball to centre half forward. Miller comes out. In front was O'Neill. There's a player grabbed high. That's Chloe Hesse. A free kick. Van Dommel will be on the end of this. He is playing loose in defence, as Ian Day has already pointed out. But as we've seen, you can certainly kick into the breeze. The ball holding up. Trigg was pushed out by Bickler, the umpire on the ball. Not much that the umpires don't miss out on. Hearn smothered. Robertson pushed it through. Hearn again. Players stack up and the umpire will bounce. The umpires coming in for a lot of flack these days. A few West Adelaide supporters at Richmond yesterday that weren't too happy.
Especially in that first quarter, Peter. I think the Frees were about 17, 16 to 4. But I'm not saying they weren't there, but the West supporters didn't like them. But another day, another game. South Adelaide through Hewitt, whips out a long handball, coming back towards College. Can't get clear, or the tackle was high, said the umpire. Must have been very close to holding the ball. The umpire will bring him back. He must kick across his mark.
He did appear to duck on that occasion, didn't he?
Thought so, Peter. Lee College from the half-forward line to put the Panthers up towards Bickler. Big leap by Trigg. Bickler in there, thucked away. Coming out with the ball now. Slattery hooks the ball back in towards goal. Which way will it bounce? Jamie Thomas getting back on the ball, but can't quite get there. And it's gone through for the minor score. Wayne Slattery having his first kick back in senior football in South Australia.
Doing the things that we know he can do too. Reading the ball off the pack. Number 28, Wayne Slattery. I think we'll see more of him today. The Dogs kick off. Brooksby's underneath the ball. Appeared to get a push. Hawkins is out there with him. Vivian very close to the boundary. Vivian puts it back. That's O'Neill. He's caught. Cole holding the ball. He had no chance. I don't think he really needed the handball, but Vivian was similarly in a poor position. South Adelaide chance to go in. That player is Graham Brooksby it is, yes, the left footer. Puts a high ball into the teeth of goal. Bickler gets in front, then misses it completely. Chloe Hesse pushes it through, a point. South Adelaide now 1-2. The Dogs yet to score, but we've covered 7 minutes. South kicking with the breeze, and the Dogs playing Van Dommel in defence.
Looks like Jamie Thomas is going to kick in. I like the style of Thomas. Real determined player. Out towards O'Neill. Gee, he mistimed that one badly. Gets it out, or tried to get it out. Finally, Vivian does. Comes out to Bone, comes across ground. Could be danger. Trigg there. Can't get it clear. Bennett in for South Adelaide. Waiting for the ball to come out was College on the right of the screen. But the umpire is going to give a free kick to South Adelaide. And it's Keane, Stephen Keane at the bottom of the pack. Peter, can you help me on that one?
Well, it was for a high tackle, Ian, but the rules actually say that even if a high tackle's accidental, that you give the free kick. But it's not going to Keane, it's going to Miller.
Bennett.
Bennett. Total confusion reigns here.
Bennett's already got 1 goal. He's only 35 metres out. A strong kicker of the ball, and I think that's just offline for a point. Kick number 4. What a start to that young man. 1-2 South. Centrals haven't scored.
Certainly getting a lot of touches. The headgear there. Plenty of players that are lining up with that these days.
I wonder whether it's comfortable to wear, Peter. I know Michael Aish had a lot of trouble getting used to it, but there's a few of them wearing it, as you say.
Yeah, I think it'll probably take a bit of time. Thomas kicks off again. Oh, not a good kick. Hawkins is there. Should have marked the ball. He did, according to the umpire. It's going to be very hard to read into that breeze today, and I've noticed already that O'Neill doesn't seem to be able to read the flight of the ball. Hawkins. Normally a good kick for goal, Rob Hawkins. Distance will test him. Giving it a big flight. He scored 4 points. Rob Hawkins took the mark and kicked the goal. South Adelaide 2-3. The Dogs yet to score.
Yes, Hawkins made hard work of the mark, but the umpire decided to pay it to him. But it's the second time we've noticed O'Neill, in terms of the duel that we mentioned prior to the start of the game between these two, Hawkins has taken the opening points.
Let's have a look at O'Neill again. Hawkins got the benefit of the bounce. Again, Michael Bennett. He's playing well early on. Great mark there. Coming out from the forward line is Miller. Rod Miller also has the ability to kick a lot of goals. Miller is what is commonly called an opportunist forward. Normally a good kick for goal. Oh, it looked good. Yes, it's a goal to South Adelaide. They started slowly. They've picked up the pace. 3-3 now, South. The Dogs still haven't opened their account.
Rodney Miller, a much-travelled player, went over to West Torrens for a while. Couldn't really make it over then. He's back with South Adelaide. Impressive performances in the reserve, especially kicking goals. And as Peter said, in an opportunist fashion, has brought him back into the senior side, especially as South were having trouble in the forward area, with really only Schneebichler getting a lot of touches. And that was a fine mark and conversion. And South on this side, that's where it goes. Central quite happy just to edge the ball out of defence. Cloesi. Oh! Ooh, ducked his head on that one. What's the umpire going to do? Holding the ball. Well, there you are. If they're consistent with it, it's going to be fair. Cloesi decided he'd try his luck in Port Lincoln last year, but after a year over there, he's back now with the Dogs. Playing good football in the seniors. Wayne Slattery for the Panthers. Oh, he hasn't taken nearly enough of the left goalpost for that, and the ball has gone through for the minor score. 3-4 South. Central's yet to score.
South are 3-4. The Dogs still yet to score.
Thomas. Nice looking drop punt, holding up into the breeze. Who's going to time it the better? Hawkins in front, O'Neill behind, gets it out to Pryor. Pryor's kick is not a good one. Here's a chance now. Slattery goes in long, goes in high. This is going to be awfully close. I don't think he's going to get back onto it. Goal. Slattery's first. He's kicked 1-2. South 4-4. Central's no score.
Oh, he's a valuable player, Wayne Slattery, and for a player of such a diminutive stature, he certainly gets plenty of distance with those kicks. Very strong legs, and he's a very good player, Wayne Slattery. I guess that's obvious. It's obvious to us. It's obvious to everybody. It was a long goal, not well read by Baum. He had the chance to go back on it, but didn't.
Second time the Central's defenders have been let underneath the ball for South to bounce one through. Hawkins again, the tap towards Would. Krieg in there as well. Hawkins trying again. Keem out waiting for it. Got it, but couldn't keep it. Norsworthy throws it out. Krieg, that's a better handball. Van Dommel can't get it. Wilbur Wilson overruns it. White for South Adelaide. Burst his way through the pack. The Panthers into attack again. Coming to meet it was Miller. Couldn't control it on the half volley. Getting back Creed. He's dismissed summarily. And finally Central's kick clear through Norsworthy. No, that was Pryor. Van Dommel, the Dogs go into attack up towards the half-forward line. Or high tackle there on Hart, and I think he'll get the free kick. And has he got his headgear on today? Yep, he's got it on. Darryl Hart on the half-forward line. Now, this is the first serious attempt to score, I would suggest, for Centrals. A high kick going right up into the square, setting himself at the back. O'Neill, I think he's got it. He's been paid. Good mark. Slipped down the fingers. Came from behind. And he's only 15, 20 metres out. Well, now, Hart's in the forward division. Obviously, Bythene's having a run on the ball. Yes, he is. But the action or the eyes of the Dog crowd right on the number 22. Michael O'Neill. Chips away. Very economical movement. Pumped it through. His first goal. The Dogs are off. 1 goal to South Adelaide at 4-4. Hawkins gets the benefit of the bounce over Bythene. Tried to grab it, couldn't do so. Krieg fighting like a tiger, maybe I should say a bulldog, as Centrals go into attack through Pryor up towards the half-forward line. Ivanov a strong mark under pressure.
Playing in front. That's the place to be today. Ivanov gets it over to Philip Brooksby. The handball onto White. Gee, White's running down the ground with gay abandon today. A long kick up into the forward lines. Oh, good judge mark there by Bowen. Used the body well. Short. He's picked out Hart. His Hart's on the ball now. Player that took the mark at half forward a little while ago and set the goal up. Bythene behind. Gee, the Bulldog players are playing behind at this stage. Perhaps that's because of the direction they're kicking. I don't know. Clay Hesse's got the ball anyway. A wobbly old kick forward. Couldn't get it going at all. Robin White again. He's got the ball on a string. Long to centre half forward. Schneebichler up. Touch before it got there. Brooksby got it out. Miller's got a chance. He's a good kick for goal. He sets it up. Oh, he's got his second. South 5-4 now to the Dogs a goal.
Beautiful handball out then by Graham Brooksby, and I think for a moment that Miller didn't realise he had it. Let's take it off the half-back line. White, as Peter said, ball on string, a long kick. Schneebichler makes the fly, almost back there, and Brooksby to Miller, and beautifully done off the left leg. Likes kicking goals. That's his second. South of 5-4. The Dogs are a goal.
We're past 18 minutes now in the first quarter. South doing well. Hawkins got it down well. Wool caught. The bounce.
Bulldog rushes. Hawkins behind. Miller couldn't. Van Dommel. Martin hasn't been in the action a great deal. Chloe Hesse up towards centre. Chance for the Dogs now. If it sits for Hart. Oop, down he goes. Head-high tackle. Free kick. Thought about the handball to Van Dommel. Gets around his immediate opponent. Swings it over now. They go into attack. A long kick by Krieg. Up towards Wilson. White did that brilliantly. No, it was Corns. Don't know where White was. Tap back into play, and I think you'll find that's a point. Well, Wilbur Wilson got well away from White on that occasion, but a brilliant defensive movement by Corns. Just got his fist to the ball when Wilbur seemed certain to mark.
Hawkins takes it from Palmer. He doesn't take it from Palmer. Recovers well. He'll be shooting for College. Not a good kick. Way out on the outer side of the ground. College is run down from behind. The umpire's going to let that stand. College wants it clear. Or he hooks it way around his body. I don't know that there was much method in that. Hart reckoned that he marked it. The handball is out. Vivian missed it. Schulz for the Panthers. Tackled when he didn't have it. Schulz the free kick, but he's playing it off. Graham Corns. A long kick. Schneebichler edged out by Trigg, and Schneebichler will take a free kick. There's been a fair bit of that going on, and with the ball floating around, and in one case travelling longer than you think, and in the other case shorter than you think, depending on which way you're kicking. Bodywork is the utmost important in these conditions. Utmost importance. Schneebichler a high kick into full forward. Bythene got into a good spot. Slattery off hands. The kick's on its way. What a great shot for goal, Slattery. His second. South Adelaide 6-4. The Dogs 1-1.
Oh, that's the magic of Wayne Slattery, all right. And as he went into the pocket, the ball was thumped away, and he's very close to the line. And he could see that the Central District's defender was coming to tackle him, and he had to kick low to get underneath that player. Rubbered it through. Kick number 4. Goal number 2. South leads 6-4 to 1-1.
Hawkins doing well. Very well, in fact, for the Panthers. He beats Bythene on that occasion. Peter Krieg trying to pick the ball up. Back to Bythene. He might kick this off the ground eventually. Pretty hard to pick up. Robin White tries to get through the pack. Got the handball out. Brett Nodder kicks it forward. Here's a chance, Hewitt. Oh, well done, Bowen. He's got Stephen Trigg. Over it goes. The Dogs have got a chance. Oh, not a good kick from Trigg. Thinking my colleague's French, you could call that one a shocker.
You can see why you should keep it over the grandstand side. The breeze definitely affects play more on the outer side. Trigg tried to drop it onto his boot, and the breeze I think just blew it away. Vivian, a high one, holding up into the breeze. Ivanov getting underneath it with Brooksby. He goes for the fist away, coming to meet it well Norsworthy, but a great tackle put on him by Robin White. No better tackler in the business. Norsworthy comes up with a little bit of fire and brimstone, but it's White off the half-back line for South Adelaide. playing a fine rebounding defensive game as he goes towards the Bickler. That's a great mark, Stephen Bohm. Did it well. Just gave him a slight edge out, but still, that's good football if you can get away with it. Bohm, who are holding up now. Robertson, the first time we've seen in the action from centre field, forced to play on now on the left foot. Keane and Rowe. Keane holding position, thumped away, coming through wide again. He'll have to get this one out in a hurry. The umpire said he can't, and will come in and
6-1 South. Glenelg got 3-1.
They won a couple of goals in the first 10 minutes, and then I think we've got a real game here.
certainly. Krieg's handing the ball well in the middle, but they had difficulty getting across their half-forward line. Robinson had to come right up the centre wing to get a kick. But time will tell. The Dogs' turn to go with a breeze. South leading 6-4, Central's 1-2. Centre bounce. Hawkins versus O'Neill. O'Neill got this one away. They go forward immediately from Hart towards the half-forward line, but in front is Corns, and he takes the defensive mark. Now will South go on the defence, see if they're running a loose man. Not at the moment, you can't see one. Out to the outer side, Hewitt in front, Clohessy over the top. Hewitt a good strong mark. South also electing to attack down that outer side. I would have thought it would have been easier this side, but still. Bennett. Magic first 15 minutes of the game towards Slattery. He can't keep that one in play. Miller looking for the handball. South going to attack with a high kick, but that's off the side of the boot and out of bounds on the full. And Stephen Trigg will come in to take the penalty free kick. As Bruce said about a 5-goal breeze, that was a pretty handy assessment. South leading by 32 points. Van Dommel, the loose man in defence in the first quarter, picking up quite a few touches. 7 he's had up to date, and he'll kick the Dogs off the half-back line.
Or a floater. Could he get more distance than that into the with the breeze? Martin couldn't mark it. Wilbur Wilson got it out to Clohessy. That was a good handball. That's going right into the scoring area. Bythene behind, couldn't mark the ball. Fraser couldn't get near it either. Palmer will get there first. The South defence, very good as we've seen. Palmer holds it up, then gives it over to Brooksby. He'll swing it wider to Butler. Butler's got plenty of chance to have a bounce, then have a look. The handball goes to Honor. Honor had a good first quarter. He's got Miller further down the track. Behind him is Van Dommel. Miller's got it now. The handball comes out to Keane. South are running pretty well. O'Neill can't catch Keane. Keane takes off again. He swung that one back well. In comes Brooksby from behind. Steve Bickler couldn't mark it. Players go down. Triggs in there, so is Bohm. He gets the kick away. Not a good one, though. Only as far as Keane, but it's out on the full.
I think Keane was going to get it either way. No, the umpire has said that it must have been touched off the boot because they're going to throw it back into play. Interesting. 6-4 to 1-2. Brooksby and O'Neill. Line ball, that one. Bumped towards the Central District's area. Shane Butler for South Adelaide. Grabs it well. Would under pressure. Grubs one up towards the half-forward line. Miller's not going to make it. Coming through strongly, Cameron. No, it was Pryor that kicks the ball long to the outer side. Not well directed all. Honor made a mistake with the hands. Has to get himself out of it through Hawkins. Hawkins on the left foot. Wobbles one back up towards centre field. It's going to be a difficult one to mark. Hewitt in for South Adelaide. Gets a handball away. College can't control it. College under pressure as well. Out in front of Hewitt. Still can't get clear. Krieg for Central Districts. Hewitt for South Adelaide. And the umpire for the bounce.
South Adelaide looking as though they can probably score against this breeze. Although the Dogs got one against it. Oh, a big knock away from O'Neill, only as far as Paul Martin. Would is clear. Goes in that player's direction. Out comes Slattery. Thomas is with him. Would goes through, unattended. Short to Miller. Misses that player. A chance for Steve Bickler if he can pick it up. Tries to get onto the left boot. Couldn't. College has got it. Ran into the umpire. Kicks away at goal, and I think you'll find South Adelaide have scored one against the breeze. Lee College. The Panthers 7-4. The Dogs 1-2.
No question that South Adelaide are moving the ball pretty well in their, or through their half-forward lines with handball. And here we see Would right in the attacking division. Now, Brooksby made the body play. Schneebickler back to College, who had a problem with the umpire, gave him a shirt front on the way through, but from 25 metres out put on South 7th.
The Dogs have got trouble. That is for sure. Butler through easily. Looks for Miller and finds him. So they're going to have to tighten up. Central District. South are getting it away from centre all too easily. Rod Miller. The kickers to full forward. Baum in front. That's the place to be. Good mark. He's playing well, Stephen Baum.
Bent on keeping that dead pocket on the outer side. A nice looking kick. Hawkins is in front, and he's one of the reasons that South are in front, playing particularly well. He fires a long one to the outer side. Using his body out there was College. Pryor getting back on it. Hewitt can't catch him. Gives out the long handball now. Van Dommel looking for the free kick. Keem over the top. South Hewitt, I think it is at the bottom, not Hewitt. It'll be College. And the umpire will come in and bounce centre wing on the outer side.
The Central District players playing behind Ian, and I think they're giving front position away far too easily.
At the moment, you're dead right. O'Neill's tap away to Hart, but Hewitt beats him there. Fires it to the half-forward line. Van Dommel with aerial ping-pong. Gets it across. Now that is Rowe that drives to the half-forward line. Looking for it. Robertson couldn't find it. Getting back on it. Hearn now. Goes for the line. Brenton on it for South Adelaide. Back in the pocket. Thought about a handball. Hooks it back with the foot and finds on the half-back line Shane Butler.
South doing it well. They're very good in these conditions, South. Well, they're good in most conditions, but they know exactly.
Pryor kicks them into attack. Hart waiting for the bounce. He's on the half-forward line at the moment. Ivanoff there with him. Allows Palmer to take the ball. Pops it back high towards centre wing. Martin, who can't get into the game, gets another bad bounce. But it's great tap by College. Martin can go for a run now. He can have another bounce, perhaps even another one. No, he's going to kick for the lead of Brooksby. That's beautifully dispatched. Snebickler in front takes the mark. Gee, do you think the Breeze ever held that one up? Brooksby may have taken it had Snebickler not come in on front and just snatched it from him. But like Wilbur Wilson in that latter part of the first quarter, Snebickler, who's only 35-40 metres out, will have trouble with this Breeze. Probably floated in from his left-hand side, I would think. Snebickler's kick is a nice-looking drop punt. The Breeze starting to hold it up. It's hit the post. Gee, what a top kick, but I reckon in the last 30 metres, that ball went back 5.
Actually, I reckon if you tried to hit the post from that position, the odds would be about 1,000 to 1. Thomas kicking off for the Dogs. He's kicked that 65 metres. Palmer from behind got the hand to the ball. Over the top it went to Krieg. Fraser's on a lead, but Krieg was undecided. Great tackle again from White. What a game he's playing. Kicks it clear. In front, though, is Jamie Thomas. It was a well-judged mark. He's in trouble now. He has to kick very quickly. Stephen Baum's out there, but in the middle is Schulz. Just about be his first kick, Schulz. Brooksby. Graham Brooksby. The left-footed one. Around he goes. So that kick's in good position, actually, or Snebickler intervened then and circumvened by the free kick.
Peter, that was so obvious. Terribly clumsy attempt to Snebickler to try to mark the ball or get in a position to mark it. Here's a chance. Robertson concedes ground. Jamie Thomas towards the half-forward line. Back to Thomas from Van Dommel. A long kick in towards full forward now. Coming to it at Palmer. The bounce would aside. Waiting for it is O'Neill into the open goal. Smothered. Beautifully done. Brooksby, brilliantly done. What seemed to be a certain goal. O'Neill just a little bit slow with the reflexes. Couldn't get it onto his boot quick enough. And South save a certain goal.
Connolly on for the Dogs. Krieg off. It's bad news if he's injured. Palmer short to Ivanoff. Gee, how often does that happen? The handball is to Corns. Corns looking for Snebickler. The kick was well put. Trigg from behind, smothered away. Pryor overran the ball. College is in there fighting for it. Out it comes to Vivian. Then to Norsworthy. Vivian will get it on the rebound. Down he goes. Holding the ball. Schulz. Short to Martin. Zende said, finding it hard to get into the game, but he's had a couple of chances of late. 3 kicks. Didn't get a kick in the first quarter. Well, down it goes to Miller. Here's a chance, the Panthers. He stopped, though. The handball to Would was a good one. Up it comes again. Putting the head, or ducking the head, was Hewitt. I think he's going to get a free kick. Now, the tackle was high in, but he certainly ducked.
Yes, Peter, as I said before, they've got to be consistent on those. And in that first quarter, a couple of players ducked and they paid the free kicks. Hewitt wasn't really inconvenienced by it. He had a shot for goal, but the umpire's given him the choice, and seeing that he missed, obviously he wasn't going to say no.
He's a very good shot for goal, Glenn Hewitt. I'd back him in from here. This is his 5th kick. The umpire makes a yard or two, but he's got the goal. The Panthers 8-5, the Dogs 1-3.
With a big lead of 43 points, I'd be quite happy to go to half-time break with that, though we've only played 15 minutes of the second quarter. Connolly having his first kick high towards the half-forward line. Off the fingers, Robin White dummies beautifully. Shoots out a pass towards the outer side, and Keane is the recipient.
Certainly a top player, Robin White. Very important for South's defensive setup. Bytheen took the mark. Get the handball out. They're going to have to do something. Hart's on the end of it. Well, it's an untidy kick forward. Brooksby should have marked it, but recovered well to Hawkins. Hawkins has got yards and yards in front of him. No Dog players there. Bytheen fell over. Perhaps he was tripped, or perhaps he was pushed. Play on, calls the umpire. Now, you'd think Central District were kicking against the breeze the way they're kicking. It is turning around a bit. Ziende said it's starting to flow over to the outer side of the ground. Grant Corn's got the free kick for pushing the back. This is a bit of a Sunday afternoon saunter for the Panthers. Bytheen in front, misses it completely. Trigg, flanked by Connolly. Mishandled, run down, pushing the back according to the umpire. Daryl Hicks would be pretty upset, I think, at proceedings at this stage. It's a very interesting interview with him at half-time. Don't miss that one. Daryl's got a fair bit to say about quite a few things. Hart under the ball, one hand only. Pretty hard to read the flight of the ball there today. The handball out to Butler. It came from Hewitt. Miller. Well, they're running rings around the Dogs, the Panthers. Very methodical about the way they go about things. Kick number 5 to Miller. He's kicked 2 goals. I think this will probably be too far, although the wind's dying. Miller gets plenty of distance with that one. It's going to go close. It's floated through. Miller's got his 3rd. South Adelaide are doing it very, very easily. 9-5 to the Dogs, 1-4.
Yes, South appear to have more pace than the Dogs and more numbers at the ball. College used his body well. South's tackling has been superb. Look at that handball out from Hewitt to Butler, and a perfectly positioned pass into the breeze, out where he needed it, and Miller from about 45 metres out into the breeze notched his 3rd.
Bytheen is in ruck for the Dogs. It appears that O'Neill can't handle Hawkins. Connolly's in the middle, trying to get the ball out. He's in the centre now, Connolly. Van Dommel pushes it in front of him, but Keane does it well. Back to Would. He smashes it towards Snabikla. He gets clean bowled. Martin's in there, gets the handball out. Butler, back to Martin. Martin's in trouble. Plenty of support, though. It goes back to Hawkins. Short. Schulz. Gee. Schwert on. Hearn off for the Dogs. Schulz puts it into full forward. Getting in front is Bowen. He'd be the Dogs' best player, for sure. Stephen Bowen bounces away from full back. Got a bit of pace. Schwert onto the ground. Gets his first touch. Again, not much distance with that breeze. Corns behind, 2 grabs. Play on, calls the umpire. Back to Schwert. He's just come onto the ground and he's into the play. Wilbur's led onto the other side of the ground. Misses it completely. I think that White's got his measure. Keane. Wilbur misses the ball again and collects one of his own players. White goes forward. He's having a field day. Norsworthy was the player that was collected by Wilbur. Slattery bounces out of trouble. Off he goes. He handballs to Brooksby. Back to Slattery. They're doing what they like when they like. Up goes Hewitt. And he marks 10 metres out from goal. Well, you'd think that South Adelaide were going with the breeze, not against it. As I said before, it swung around slightly, and it's perhaps not as strong this quarter as it was earlier. Glenn Hewitt. Kick number 6. He already has a goal. And again, I'd back him for this one. That's 2 to Hewitt. The Panthers are 10-5. Central District, would you believe it? 1 goal 4.
Have a look at the pace, the balance of Slattery here. He does this brilliantly, gets out, and he bounces the ball, although he had a wonky one just about there, had to go and get it again. Brooksby in flanking, back there, but he backs up again. That's superb football, and Slattery, such a balanced player, and what an acquisition he is to South Adelaide, and incidentally, not a bad mark by Hewitt. Point blank range, South 10-5, the Dogs 1-4.
2.21. It's his average goal scoring this year. Schulz away from the centre. South are doing it with consummate ease. Slattery again, what a player. Down he goes. Cameron for the Dogs. He's over the line, but he keeps it in play. Thomas gets the handball back. Bohm for the Dogs. Schwert, he's going to be outpointed by Honor. And Honor's been a top player this year in defence for the Panthers, Ian.
Yes, the whole Panther defence has done well. And, gee, they're performing well today. In fact, South performing brilliantly at the moment, moving the ball into attack with great ease. Great skill and dexterity. O'Neill. Centrals have played 21 minutes with this 5-goal breeze, and they're yet to kick a goal with it to the half-forward line. The back is White, superb performer. Schwert in. Handball away wasn't good. Ooh, pushing the back to Ivanov. That player. Corns comes out with the ball, drives towards Hawkins out of side. He's only got Rowe to beat. Hewitt taps it out, gives the run to Keane. Cloesi with him. Keane back towards the South half forward line and going to meet it, O'Neill. He took a heavy knock. Schulz. South go forward again towards the half forward line. Heavy tack, Cameron. Hart. Gets it out, in goes Butler. Connolly used his body well against that player. Another stalemate and a bounce on the outer side. 10-5, plays 1-4.
The Dogs have lost all confidence. I think their runner's done more work than a lot of the players. They just can't get into it at all. Another tack down to Keane. The handball goes back to Clohessy from Connolly. Underneath it is Robertson, spoiling away Corns. Van Dommel for the Dogs. Look at that for a kick. More height than distance. Fraser couldn't mark the ball. Vivian missed it. Brooksby didn't. Palmer. What a great defender he's been and is. Corns to Martin. Gets rid of Vivian fairly easily. The kick's not a good one, though. Triggs got the run of it. Oh, bad bounce. It's a B-grade bounce. Sneebickler to College. On to Brooksby. The runner is Butler. Would is short. He can use him if he wants to. Butler wants a goal. The kick is straight through the middle. I think you can call this a one-horse race. 1 goal to Butler. South are 11-5. The Dogs 1-4.
South running the ball beautifully, you know. This is incredible football and shocking bounce there for Stephen Trigg. But what's the handball to Sneebickler? Down low, College. Now Brooksby. Now Butler. Now he had about 3 or 4 leads he could have used, but he had the pace, almost left it too late. But what a magnificent kick in the breeze, and nothing that Bohm could do about stopping that one. South 11-5, Centrals 1-4.
South don't really need percentage, but they're going to get plenty today the way proceedings are going. I'd love to be in that Central District room at half-time. Again, coming out of defence, Honor. Found College. No, College didn't quite mark it, but he got run down. The handball's on. Honor again. Paul Martin. Cameron missed it. Rowe out. She'd come off on the full. It's unfortunate for Rowe. I think Miller's going to get a free kick. He doesn't realise it yet, but he's got it now. See if we can see some movement in that south forward line. Movement was from Hewitt. Oh, read the ball beautifully, Sneebickler. Hewitt ran into the open space. Sneebickler followed up, read the floater and took a good mark close to the ground. Bohm has played very well today. He's been the Dogs' best player. Sneebickler has found kicks hard to get. This is his 5th. He hit the post with his last attempt. Dragged that one right across. And got a point. 11-6 the Panthers, the Dogs 1-4.
Approaching full time in the second quarter, South easily. At half-time, we'll be talking with Darryl Hicks. Very interesting interview. And also, we're showing you a spectacular crash from the International Raceway. And this has occurred this afternoon, so stay viewing with us at half-time. and a bit of action coming up, like South Adelaide. Brilliant. Kick to the half-forward line by Van Dommel. Ivanov charges to meet it. I got the perfect sit. There's no doubt about it. When you're playing well, things go right for you. Schulz crashes the tackle. South into attack again. Miller using his body brilliantly, and Cameron's hanging on, and Miller will get the free kick on the half-forward right flank. South playing in front, winning the freeze. You can't believe this was the side that got kicked off Alberton Oval last week. But there you are. Miller in towards the half-forward line. Schneebichler up. In front was Trigg. Schneebichler through. Comes Stephen Bohm, using his pace to advantage, but leaves the football behind. Norsworthy out to Thomas. Drops the ball back towards centre wing. Robertson in front of Corns. Takes the mark well. Elects to play on all. Runs into three South Adelaide players. Still can't find any help. Hooks it around the corner. Brooksby out in front, and that's where South Adelaide have been all day. Brooksby looking for a side to defend. He's got Martin at centre wing. He's going to run it through Corns. Corns will kick into the man. Not good football, but he shepherds well to enable Brooksby to get him out of trouble. Brendan Honour having a fine game on the half-back line. Tries to get round Robinson. The tackle was good, and according to the umpire, he threw the ball away. Robinson on the half-back line, or half-forward line. Not a good kick, and Corns takes the easy chest mark.
Almost looked as though he meant that one. Talk about South being kicked off Alberton last week. The week before, the Dogs beat Port Adelaide there. What a funny game it is. Martin, College in from the side. Against Honour on that occasion, but College has been played. Lee College doing a reasonable job at half-forward. Schneebichler's on the lead. Not a good kick to him, though, over his head. Pohessy's beaten to the punch by Hewitt. Hewitt's handball misses Schneebichler. Schneebichler didn't miss Trigg. It was spot on. The umpire having a chat. There was a bit of advice from a Central District supporter up here in the stand. I don't think the umpire will do what he asked, though. 15 metres as well. Norsworthy. A torpedo punt to centre half forward. Corns and Robertson. Van Dommel. Terrible kick. There's too much pressure on the Dogs. They just can't handle the way South play the game. South are tight. There's always a body, a South Adelaide body where the ball is, and the Dogs like freedom. They're not getting it over the top. Slattery. Hasn't been in the game a lot, Slattery, but perhaps he's taking a while to find his feet. Hasn't changed much, Wayne Slattery. Still a frontal, open sort of a player. Schwert, I should say. Robertson, no mark. Van Dommel bottled up again, and the umpire will have yet another bounce.
South appear to want the ball more. Central's not doing well. We've played nearly 28 minutes of a quarter. They've got a 5-goal breeze at their back, and they haven't scored a goal. In fact, they've scored 2 points, and I think Daryl Hicks would rightfully be terribly disappointed, and I could use a lot stronger word than that. A kick out of play on the full, is it, or has it been touched? It's a throw-in. Corns would be happy with the situation at the moment, playing a particularly fine game himself. Throw in by Thien. Corns at the back, thumps the ball towards the line. South are quite happy for the ball to go out of play. They're kicking into this breeze at the moment, and there's the siren to end the second quarter. All South Adelaide, to give you an idea, they kicked into that 5-goal breeze, and they managed to kick 5 goals too, and Central's added 2 points with the breeze, and a very disappointed Daryl Hicks leaves the Oval for the half-time break. Speaking of breaks, we'll take one, then back with Bruce McAvaney.
Proverbial kilometre. The handball came over to Butler. Well, a bit of a floater with the left foot. College in front, over the top of the shoulder, a free kick.
The Tasmanian boy has been an impressive performer for South on the half-forward line, or running on. South had a lot of good players, obviously. Vivian off the fingers at centre wing, short to the half-forward line and making it hard for Fraser, but he's going to be paid the free for over the shoulder. Had to stand his ground while the herd came down. Fraser from half-forward right flank. He's looking better at centre half-forward, Peter, than he did at full forward.
Yeah, he does, Ian.
As you say, perhaps just short on centimetres. Then we have Hart leading to meet the ball. Twice umpire Charlesworth has penalised the South defence for close checking. 14th kick coming up to Hart. He's been one of the harder workers for the Dogs. 45, 50 metres out. Screw never got away. It's going to drop short right in the square. Wilbur Wilson in there. Brooksby, Wilson, Palmer. Brooksby wants some help. Goes for the safety of the line. White and Fraser. White's done it well again. He'll go to Schultz. Short to that player. No, it's Keane. Keane wants to give it back to White. Beautifully done. What a balanced player. Now it's Schultz into the action for South Adelaide. Kicks long for the outer side. Cameron comes to meet it. Shrugs off. Miller was out there, and he'll bring the ball back towards their half-forward line.
It's a high kick, a wobbly one. Hart's there, couldn't take the mark. Ivan off the spoiler. Bennett got it out to Warner, then on to Schultz. South Adelaide are running. Snebickler on the lead. He was tripped, unintentionally, but nevertheless, he was tripped by Stephen Trigg. Trigg's first half was a lot better than his second. Snebickler normally gets distance with his drop punts. Two Central District players missed it completely. Pryor got it out to Cameron, then on to Vivian. Back to Bowen. The siren has gone here to end a fine victory for South Adelaide at Football Park. They've cemented their place in the 5. The Dogs, a very poor effort. South Adelaide 18-14. The Dogs 4-11, and Ian Day, the Dogs never in it.
Peter, it was a terribly disappointing effort for a side that was vying for a place in the 5, and Daryl Hicks would be extremely disappointed. But South's performance, you've got to give them credit where it was due. It was a brilliant performance. I don't think I've seen a side other than Sturt run the ball so well as they did today, and their backing up was superb. Their kicking position, their handball, it was really a first-class performance. And to run out winners by it's about 70-odd points, or no, it's more than that. It's about 80-odd points. It's going to add to their percentage. And in their quest for the double chance, Peter, I would think that percentage is going to play a big part, because we've got 2 teams on top by 4 games, and then we've got South Adelaide and the other couple of sides that are vying for that 3rd spot, which also gives them the double chance. We'll take a break and hope for